This conference will now be recorded.
Let's wait allow them to for 2 more minutes. Okay, we'll join the session. We'll start the session. Okay. Any queries before starting? Aditya, Srikanth, Harish. Harish, your cloud connector issue resolved, right? Java installation.
Yeah, it is done.
Yes, yes. You installed
Like,
21 version, right? Java 21, right?
yes.
Okay, okay. Any other queries, Harish?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, 4 members joined. Okay. So thought of completing the remaining options, right? Like whatever the mining palette options we are pending with, right? So let's discuss content enricher now. Okay, let's discuss content enricher. So let me share my screen. So before starting, any queries? No, right? I connected with the remaining three. Sirisha, any queries from your end?
No, Chandra, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, let's continue then. So now I'm trying to focus on this content enricher configuration. Okay, content enricher configuration. So it will work like a request reply as well, but it's a different case. Okay, it's a different behavior. Okay, so let me explain in detail. Okay, so here like it will work like a same as a pool enrich. If you remember, it will work same as a pool enrich. So what pool enrich is doing is, so if you remember when you are using pool enrich, it will pick the file from the source system, and also it will combine or replace or concatenate with the lookup message which we are getting from the SFTP server, right? So but it will connect with the, but the pool, I mean this content enricher will connect with the, I mean REST APIs like HTTPS, SOAP, and also data adapters, and get the data and combine the lookup message and the original message. Okay, so let me create a new integration flow for this requirement. Okay, so now let me add this message mapping integration flow. Content enricher, this got test. Okay, so now let me open this iFlow. So here Let me, why it's not editing. Okay, it's editing now. So here I'm connecting with HTTP adapter. Okay, so here I'm using HTTPS. So here you can see this. So like it will comes under external call. Okay. So the pool and reach. So we discussed about pool and reach, request reply sent, but we have not discussed about content enricher. So let me include this content enricher. So this will connect with the receiver system, but it's in a reverse direction. Okay. So like how we connected for this one like pool and reach, right? That way. So I mean request reply, when you are using request reply, you will connect from request reply to receiver step. Okay, it will be the different case. Okay, so I'm connecting with the, let's take a OData adapter. Okay, so I'm taking this OData v2 version. Okay, so here you can see this. So this is the receiver. So this is the content enricher is connected. So what this content enricher will do? For example, let's take a simple use case. Okay, so for example, here I'm getting note. Let me open Notepad plus plus. Okay, so here you can see, let's take, this is my invoice payload. Okay, from the source system. Okay, this is the invoice payload. It contains only one item, assume. Okay, it contains only one item. So the item is nothing but a product, right? So item is nothing but a product. So here I would like to send the product complete information. Okay, a product complete information I would like to send to receiver system. So such cases, okay, such cases. So how to send this product information also along with this particular payload? Okay, how to send this product information? Okay, so let me explain. So here you can see this. So see, I'm copying this payload. So see, first we have to read this item number. Okay, item number, and pass it to this particular whatever the API we are connecting with this content enricher, and get this particular information. So for getting this information, I will use this particular uh, the standard OData API which is provided by SAP. Okay, so just let me, so when getting started with integration flow design. So this OData service, it is external data source, configure outbound channel. So I'm just going to this particular API. Okay, so here I try to, so this API will provide the product information. Okay, this API will provide the product information. From here I will read this data. Okay, so from here I will read this data. Okay, it's something fishy here. Just a second, it's just while replacing something is mismatched here. So just a second. Okay, invoice done. Okay, so this is the data which I'm getting from the source system. So from this API, I have to get this particular product information. Okay, so this is a, I mean, if you see here, so I already shown you, right? If you remember, when I'm connecting with this particular API, okay, which API it is, like this one. Like web shop API. So it will show some products. Okay, so from here I'm trying to read this particular product information. Let's take any of the product ID, valid product ID. So see, HTFN 2000. Okay, let me update this 2000 here. Okay, 2000, I'm updating this 2000. So let's read this information. Okay, so now here first you have to pass this. So see, when I'm connecting with OData service, same configuration. So the adapter configuration, there is no changes. Okay, so here you can keep this API endpoint URL here. Okay, you can keep this API endpoint URL here. So here you can see this. Let me copy this, and this the address, and you none authentication. To connect this service, you don't require any authentication. So just click on processing, and you're reading the data, right? Just select get. So here I am connecting through this API and reading the product's information. Okay, with all the product details. And step 3, I'm basing the where condition. It's from based on the product ID. Whenever the product ID is equal to the, let me create some property before this step. So this is the property dot, no, it's in capital, property dot this particular product ID. Okay, so this is the product ID here. So this is the product ID. um, I keep this product ID, right? So here let me click on finish. So now I'm able to connect with this. So here, okay, the adapter will pull the data, but in the content enricher you have to, I mean, like, so here you can see in the content enricher you have to configure this particular option. So see here we have a combine and enrich. It will support only the XML payloads. Okay, it will support only the XML payload. It will not support for JSON. Okay, like currently I'm selecting for combine. Okay, I'm selecting for combine. Okay, so what this combine will do is, so it will create a multi mapping structure, like how we used for this one, right? What it is, when you are using data store operation as a select, all the messages are combined into one single message and provided the response, right? And also, if you remember, when I'm using the pool and rich also, it will just combine the two messages with multi mapping format. The same way, this particular combined message will combine this message in the multi-mapping format. Okay, and send it to the target system. Okay, so just for your understanding, so let's keep this webhook connectivity live at the target set. Okay, webhook set. So this is the webhook set endpoint here. So let me connect with the receiver as well. So here, webhook site, it's a post call I'm using, and I'm using non authentication. And authentication 20 minutes. So here I'm selecting none, right? So here let me save this. Okay, so here this is the HTTPS adapter, right? So let me keep this like a content enricher test. Okay, disable the CSRF adapter and then save this. So see, now error is gone. So but here you will get some warnings. Let me see the warnings here. So the OData adapter may not be send this XML payload. So maybe that's it. So HTTP sender component may not be passed XML or non-XML to OData receiver. OData receiver supports XML or non-input type. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, so just a warning, you can ignore it. Let me save and deploy this now. Okay, so see now how it will, let's check how it will behave. Okay, so I'm going to the deployment log. So see here it's deployed. So let me check it. I can see this, it is started. So if I go for a integration, manage integration content, I can see this integration here. So it's deployed. So we have this endpoint URL. So let me open the Postman. The postman, I've opened the postman. So here, let me create a new one. So post and the authorization is basic authentication. So the body I am using RA and I'm triggering this particular payload now. Okay. So I mean I have for so see here I'm reading this particular property value to find out this particular product ID which I'm getting from the sender, right? So that I configure as a property here because I have to configure. So see, here I'm reading from property. I'm not from the header. So what I can do is, so it's we are already getting in the XPath level, right? We are already getting at the initial. I mean, in the below. Okay, in the body we are getting this item number, right? So let's read this from the content modifier. Okay, so see, I'm just adding one more content mod first up. Earlier, I forgot to configure this option. So here the property and this option. So see this item number. So let's keep it as this as XPath value, constant as XPath, and java.lang dot string, and the name of this particular one you can take it as name or whatever the property we defined. This is a product ID we took, right? So like a product ID, I believe. Yes, product ID. Let me copy this. Mhm. Let me save and deploy. So it's deployed. So at 723 it's deployed. So now we can test this. Okay, so now I'm passing this HT-2 two triple zero item ID, right? So here let's see how it will behave. Okay, so now before triggering it, let me enable trace for this iFlow for the better understand. Let me deploy this. Okay, it's already deployed. So I enable trace. Let me trigger the message now. So I got small error here. Maybe let me check what is the error. I create as a header or property only, right? Let me check the error which I am getting here.
Chandra, you have given root element as invoice postman.
Let me check once. Invoice.
Invoices, na Chandra. Root element should be invoices.
Ah, yes, right. It's in the reverse. Yeah. Yes, now it's good. Yeah. So let me check the error as well. It's the same error, right? It's a SAX parse exception. Yes, right. Yeah, right. So it's an XPath, tag issue, XML incoming data validation is failed here. Okay, so now let's continue. Let me try to trigger the message now. So here 200, I got 200 now. Let's check the receiver payload. Okay, so how the data is coming into CPI and how it is taking the product information from the third party service and how it is triggering to send. Let me show you that. So see the content modifier input is only this particular information, that is invoice information, right? So but so see, content enricher, we are passing only this invoice. That means like content modifier output will be the content enricher input, right? So here you can see this, let me show you it. So here for content enricher input also invoice, but if you see, the output of the content enricher will be along with the product information. So see here, so after config, so see after invoices, okay, after invoices, so see here, so after invoices, so here you can see this product information is came here. So this is the products information. So like this it will work. Clear? So this is the way it will configure this particular option. Okay, so here you can see, so it is connecting with the receiver HTTP system and passing this data to the receiver. So let me copy this particular payload. Let's keep it in this particular XM, I mean this one. So let me beautify this. You will get a better understanding how it is config. So here this is the pretty print. So Alt L X. So see here. So here you can see this. So this is the item. So HT-2000. Okay, if you see in the below, the products information will be available for this particular value. So HT-200. This is the category of the product and the 7-inch widescreen portable DVD player WMP3. So like so 7 inch. So the description also. So the battery holds up to 6 hours. So euros, currency code euros, the dimension width 0.214. So like this, you have this information. Okay, so like this, it will read along with the product information. Okay, so this is the way the content enricher will read the data and send it to target system. So see, for your understanding, so if you are attending 10 interviews, almost 9 interviews you will get these questions. 10 out of 10 also you will get it. Okay, so because this, I mean, like in real time, in some of the projects, we will rarely use the, I mean, mostly use this option. So sometimes it will, I mean, we will not in the like mid projects and low level I mean low complexity projects or mid level projects. Its uses of this content enricher is very low. I mean, so when you're connecting with the I mean, but anyway, it's a simple parent option only. Even it is a complex projects or simple projects, it's a simple configuration only. So see here, it's actually I shown now as a combine now. Okay, combine. So we also had some other option. So that's the enrich. Okay, that is enrich here. So here you can see this. So content modifier had a two options. Okay, here it is a combine enrich. So combine doesn't have any I mean like inputs to pass. Okay, so but when you select this enrich, okay, enrich, so here you have to provide. So original message means which you are getting from the source system. Okay, original message which you are getting from the source. That means invoices you are getting from the source, right? Invoices, right? This is the original message. Okay, so it's an original message, and this is a lookup message. So this is a lookup message. This lookup message means like which you are receiving from the content enricher connected message. Okay, which you are receiving from the content enricher connected message. So that is, this is the products info. This is called lookup message. So you have to, I mean, anyway, you already know what message we will get from the source. Okay, what message structure you will get it from the source, and what message you will get it from the lookup service. You already know that structure, right? From that structures you have to provide, I mean, you can just simply provide this particular values here. So there's a path to node, XML element, path to node from the lookup message, and XML element. So I request you to try this. So we have a complete documentation from SAP itself. Okay, so here I took a invoices and products, right? So, but SAP may take some different examples. So here they take a employee list here. Okay, so here this is the lookup message is from the third party service which is connected with the this. So see here what they are trying to do is they are trying to, based on the employee ID, they might take this contact information. Okay, so let's see how they will read this info. Okay, so this is the country, so this is the combined. So see, this is the first employee list. Next, as I just shown you, right, so this is the multi mapping message to, right, so this is the second message, so emergency contact information. So now if I use like an enrich option, so here you can see, so here they given this, so path to node of this particular original message, key element is external ID. So like lookup message from emergency contact slash contact, and key element is C underscore code. So this is from lookup message. So how it will add is, so see external, so the from the original message, under the external ID the contact information is adding here. If you see this, under the external ID the contact information is adding here. Okay, so based on this it will work. Okay, so that means from the incoming payload, so if you want to add here under this item number, okay, if you want to add this particular product information under this item number, yes, it will work. So you can add this the product information under the item number. Okay, so based on this particular documentation, so just try to, I mean, configure it. It's a simple configuration because you already know about this XPath, right? So just try to configure it. If you stuck anywhere, I help you on it. Okay, so this is about content enricher. Any queries from anyone? So mostly, so whatever it is. So for example, here I am getting items. I took this product information from the third party service. But here SAP is providing the example on employee. So from one service, I am getting from the source, I am getting only the employee list with the ID, name, external ID. Okay. But here the target requires the contact information also. Okay. Such cases, you can use this particular enrich or combine option in the content enricher. Okay, so this is the way. So but content enricher will not support for SFTP adapter. Okay, so that's the reason for SFTP they introduced new palette option, that is content, I mean, what it is, pool enrich option. Okay, pool enrich option they provided. Okay, so this is the way you can use this particular content enricher in the real time. Okay, so whatever the sender it is, whatever the receiver, I mean, like a lookup connector it is, so just the content enricher will combine these two messages and or enrich these two messages and send it to target. The sender message is called as a original message. The message which you are receiving, the connected with this particular receiver, so this will call it as a, so the data which you are getting from this receiver, right, this is called as a lookup message. Clear everyone?
Chandra, if I want to get multiple product details, I need to pass it in Postman, right? Sorry, in that XML, this one, right? If I want to get multiple item details.
Yeah, so so here when you want to get a item, multiple item details, so you have to split this payload before you're sending to this particular pool enrich. Okay, at item level you can just simply split by using genre splitter, and you can call this particular API multiple times. You're
Okay.
getting my point, right? So say at item level, when you're, for example, so earlier we have total 3 items, right? So I just removed some of the items. So for example, if you had this particular multiple items, okay, so here 2001 something like this. Okay, so here I had multiple items, right? So if you split based on this item, so this invoice will be split into two messages along with the header information when you are using genre splitter. Okay, such cases you can split the message and you can send it to this particular content enricher. Then so the first item will get first product information, second item will get a second item information. So if the target is accepting individual item along with the product, then you can send after splitting payload. If they wanted to gather it, just you can gather and send it to target. So but at a time this particular adapter will not provide multiple product informations at a time. The connector which you are connect. So if the target system is okay to provide the multiple product IDs, that means if you are connecting with HTTP or OData, so if the OData service is okay to provide multiple uh, product IDs at a time, so then you can read all at a time and you can select it, because we don't have option to provide multiple IDs here. So we have the only equal, less than, greater than, and also not equal to. These are the options we had. We don't have a multiple selection in the OData service. Okay, so you can split the payload and try to get this information and send it to target. Clear?
Yes, Chandra.
Yeah.
So we need to use the split option before this.
Content enricher.
Right.
No, content enricher. Yes, so you can use it before content modifier, because we are reading here this product ID, right? So you have to split before the content modifier itself. Okay, so here we are reading this product ID, right? So that's the reason. Any other queries, Aditya, and from anyone? Okay,
No,
silence.
Chandra.
Okay, so you can take as no queries. Silence means let's continue with the. So see, content enricher done from my side. So just try to practice that enrich option from your side. Okay. Okay, so now the aggregator also you can try. Okay, so I will explain. Okay, so at a high level, so you can try from your end. Okay, so it's in a so see, if you remember when you are using data stores, if you want to send data for every 24 hours, okay, which is triggered by sender system. So we actually use this particular. So see, let me create a new flow. So here I can see this. So for example, see, the sender is sending data based on the data available in the system. Okay, but the target is require the data every 24 hours only. Every 24 hours or every 1 hour. Let's take example every 1 hour. So whatever the data they are triggering from the sender, okay, whatever the data they are trying to trigger from the sender, okay, so that I would like to send every 1 hour to the receiver. Okay, every 1 hour to the receiver. So such cases, okay, every 1 hour to the receiver. So such cases, see, earlier we used this data store operator, right? So the data store write operation, okay, data store write operation, and we read this data from other iFlow, right? So better you don't need to go for this data store data store operations directly, okay? But we have this particular palette option, that is aggregator, okay, aggregator. It's in a router, yes, it's in router. So this is the aggregator option. So what this aggregator will do is, okay, so what this aggregator will do is, so see, we already discussed about data store and everything, right? I will just give you a high level, you just try to configure from your side. Okay, so it is also a simple panel option, so you just try to configure from your end. So see here, this is the aggregator, right? So here if you see this, it's an correlation ID. So see here we have a correlation, and this is an aggregation strategy. Okay, this is an aggregation strategy. So the correlation means at where you want to correlate this message. So what this aggregator, first of all, before going to this correlation expression and properties configurations, what this particular aggregator will do. Okay, so the aggregator, it will, I mean, see, whenever the message is getting from the sender system, so for example, the sender is sending data like a every 1 minute or 2 minutes, the sender is sending this particular aggregator. Okay, the sender is sending this I mean the message to this aggregator. Okay, so when you are sending this data, I mean the sender is triggering data to this aggregator. So here, what will happen here is, so the aggregator will hold this messages, hold this message particular point of time. It's a 1 hour or 2 hour or 12 hours. So see here, in this particular aggregator we will maintain timings. So see, aggregator, so please release the messages which you are getting from the sender system every 1 hour or every 24 hours. We will configure such a way in the aggregator. For example, if I configure the for 60 minutes, okay, if I configure for 60 minutes, so within that 60 minutes, how many messages are I'm getting from the sender? So for example, let's assume, so for every 30 seconds I received one message. On average 30 to 45 seconds, I will get a message from the sender system. So based on that, I just configured this like 60 minutes as a time interval. So see, completion timeout as a 60 minutes. That means like this particular aggregator, whatever the message I'm getting from the sender, so it will hold this data which is triggering from the sender system in this data store which we configured in the I mean in the uh, aggregator palette option configuration. So it's an aggregator one. So this is the data store name I took here. Okay, so just whatever the data I'm getting from the sender system, so the aggregator will read the data and store into this particular data store. Okay, and it will store into this particular data store. Okay, after completion of this 60 minutes, it will release the data to the receiver system in one single message. The all messages will be combined and send it to the receiver system. Okay, and it will send it to the receiver system. So this is the way the aggregator will be used. But along with this, we also had, just a second, I'm back. So here you can see this. So see, the aggregator will only support for XML. Not sure why SAP has given this particular drop down here. So it will support only for XML schema format. Maybe SAP will release some other formats in future, but last 7 or 8 years we have only this option to configure. Okay, so see here, we have a two aggregation algorithms here. The combine in sequence are combined. Just if you want to combine in sequence the data which you are getting from the sender system, okay, you can use in combine in sequence option. Okay, if you don't want in the sequence, okay, so the sequence expression, so which based on the which sequence you want to so you have to provide this particular. For example, if you want to sequencing the message based on the invoice number, okay, you can use this XPath here. Okay, you can keep this XPath here. Okay, so here if you don't want to just you can use only combine. You will use last message condition. What is this last message condition here? What is this last message condition? So see, actually the content enricher, I mean, sorry, the aggregator will release the message based on the two conditions. Based on the two conditions. So one is, the major one is the completion timeout in time, in minutes, so the 60 minutes. So this is the completion time. Whenever the 60 minutes are completed, immediately the data will be released to the receiver system. Okay, so when you are configuring the last message condition XPath, last message condition XPath means, So for whenever they are receiving, so for example, let's take every 1 hour you are assuming this message is completed. Okay, let's take like a, so 1 hour, total 10 messages received, 2 hours total message, 3 hours total, so 4 hours. So let's assume this data you are getting from the I mean this data you are getting from some point of sale system. That means like a, you can take like a point of sale system, call it as a, um, what I can call it is point of sale system. I can call it as a, let's take a, it's a supermarket billing counter. Okay, supermarket billing counter is called as a point of sale system. So there, when you are using this point of sale systems, okay, so here what I will do is, so here you will do, I mean like so every day 1 hour you will receive. So morning 9 to 5 the store is open, for example. Okay, so 9 to 5 the store is open. 9 to 5 the store is open. So unfortunately, so I mean the data will be triggered to this particular target system every 1 hour. Okay, every 1 hour. Okay, so such cases, so what will happen is, so one day, so see, every day the interface will like that only. So the point of sale system every I mean, uh, every 1 hour they will send the data, and at the end of the day, at the midnight, the data will be processed to receiver system. Okay, so but unfortunately, in one day they are closing the store, like a closed store equal to true, store close equal to true. So that condition you can make it as a last message condition here. So whenever, so after 5 hours, so see, after 5 hours they are closing the store. Actually the store closing time is 9 hours, but they are storing, I mean only for, I mean they are opening this particular store for today only 5 hours due to some uh, holiday, or due to some government issues they are closing, for example, after 5 hours. So then what they will do is, they will provide one of the field value as store close equal to true, store close equal to true in the last invoice. Okay, then what will happen is, so here whenever the last message condition is true, then it will not consider this timeout. So first it will check for this last message condition whenever the data is received from the sender system. If the condition is true, then it will send the data to this receiver system. So if the condition is false, then it will wait for the second completion timeout. Whenever the second completion timeout is completed, then the timeout is completed 60 minutes. Every 60 minutes it will release the data to receiver system. Okay, so like this particular aggregator will work. So see, at what, so here the correlation expression is enter XPath expression that identifies an element based on which incoming message should be correlated. That means it will correlate all the incoming messages, so you have to provide the common XPath for all the messages. So based on that, it will combine and send it to target system. Okay, so this is about aggregate. So see, you know about the XPath, the correlation, and also aggregation strategy. So see, SAP has given the documentation for this as well. So you just try to configure from your side. Okay, so here, so this is for just a second. I will show you this, a wonderful document for it created in SAP. Just give me a second. So I will refer, I will show you the blog which you can try from your side. Okay. Why it is going here? Just a second. Just a second. So see, they are going with a different approach here. as a receiver. So see, just try to follow this. If not, I have a wonderful blog on this. Sorry, Code has one of the site I check. Okay, anyway, so I just explained it. You can just go through some of the references. Okay, so if you are not able to configure, try to configure today and tomorrow. If not, I will explain on Saturday. Okay, so just based on the information which I provided, so I would like to check your uh I mean, like, so how you are able, I mean, how much you understood the previous options, like XPath and also this data store configuration. So if you know about data store, if you are entering this entry here, there's an aggregator one, this is the default value. So if you want, you can make it as a rename change. So just to understand who are active and configuring it. So let's see if you are configuring it successfully, then it is fine. So if not, I will explain. Okay, no issues. It will not take more than 10 minutes to configure the aggregator iflow. Okay, so just try from your end. Okay, if you had any issues, let me know. We'll discuss on the, I mean, just I will provide some wherever you stuck, I will provide more info on it. Okay, so this is about this aggregator option. Okay, so making as green. So if you had any queries, you can feel free to ask. Okay, looping process call. Anyone tried? I request you to go to some of the blog with the OData adapter. If you remember, so like while explaining the pool and rich itself, I request everyone to check this looping process call. Anyone tried? Aditya, Sirisha, Srika. Anyone tried this pool and rich option?
No, Chandra.
Chandra.
Okay, so just try this with OData. So whatever the API I used today, right? So that OData API, let me ping you that OData API for your info. So with this, you can just simply where it is. Yes, this is the OData service. Okay, with this is you can call multiple product information. Okay, so here let me ping you in the chat. Okay, group. I mean in the meeting chat, I'm pinging this OData service. Okay, so I will refer you one block for the looping process call. Okay, so your task is to use this I mean three tasks I'm assigning. So one is aggregator with the aggregator and also content enricher for enrich option, aggregator for to combine the messages and send it to receiver. The third is looping process call. The third is looping process call. So three are depends, I mean like these three are I mean I already explained all the options. So let's wait for, so here let me show you this. So the looping process call in CPI. So here we have a wonderful blog on this as well.
Chandra, if we are taking that link, it is showing like not found anything.
Yeah, it's an API, man. So it's a API. So you have to configure in a
Got it.
OData adapter.
I thought you gave some data. I thought that's why.
No, 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 no. It's an OData API. It's an OData API. You have to configure in this particular OData receiver adapter. Then you can select entity. So based on this, it will work.
Understand.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chandra.
Just a second. I will show you this. Community.sap. Yes, this is the one. So here they are using OData service here. If you see this, so they are using, so maybe they are using for different cases, but you will use like the condition will be has more records. So this is the main advantage here. So the in every response of this particular product is a has more records. Okay, if contains, okay. So here while you're configuring this OData adapter configuration, so it will ask how many records you can pull per page. Okay, if you had more than 20, I mean 30 records, it will call multiple times. That API will call multiple times each API call, you will get this particular info. So here you can see processing pages we have, right? So you have to select this option, processing pages. Then each page will return 10 messages. The page nation can be configured with this particular processing pages configuration. Okay, that means processing pages means, so whenever each page they will get only 100 records or 50 records. So whenever we have more than 50 records, it will, the looping, that particular and I mean particular OData service will release this has more records equal to true. Okay, whenever it is false, that loop will be terminated. Okay, so like this it will read this info from this particular OData adapter multiple times. And so see here, and also here we have to maintain some other palette options as well. So when you are reading this looping process call values, okay, so like for each call 50 messages will be reading, right? So these 50 you have to combine in the payload stack. This is one of the palette option, that is payload, I mean like a content modifier. We are using this pattern. So see here, we are concatenating with the previous property. Okay, the property and concatenating with the previous property. So just go through this block, complete the given complete information on this. So if you are, why I'm explaining, so you will also familiar with this community.sap. You must familiar with this community.sap documents as well. So that's the reason. And also I already explained in long back itself, help.sap and community.sap, you will get more insights when you struck anywhere in the CPI integration flow configurations. Okay, you will familiar with these sites as well. So that's the reason I'm requesting you to check from your side. Okay, so this is about the looping process call. Just try from your side if you struck anywhere. Okay, so I will configure within 10 to 15 minutes. We can discuss on this. Okay, so this is about the content, I mean the content enricher, looping process call, and aggregator. Okay, so this is done now. So now let's go to message mapping and complete this the custom Groovy codes now. Okay, custom Groovy. So when we will go for a custom Groovy scripts. Okay, see, and how you will create that. Okay, so here along with that, so see, I forgot. So see, we discussed about the integration flow, right? Integration flow and also message mapping. We also had one of the option like a script collection. Okay, script collection. So what is this script collection? Let me show you that. Before going to this message mapping, let me explain what is this script collection. Okay, so here if underscore sorry, this is a not if, this is the script collection. For example, you can take one of the system integration like SF integration, Salesforce integration. You can take it. So okay, let's take SF. Okay, so Salesforce. C underscore SF. So here, what you can do is, so see, just let me edit. So this script collection is a global script value. Okay, so you just create this particular Groovy script here. Okay, so you can name it as a file like a MPL. Okay, so it did not support spaces. MPL MPL attachment. Okay, so MPL attachment. So just click on create. So see, this is to attach the message processing log. So let's create another one like a read body. Okay, property body property, and also the last one is a header. Okay, read body property and header. So create. So see MPL attachment. So like this. Okay, it's a ref. It's actually read, just typo mistake. Okay, so just correct it. So I'm creating some other like file like encode, something like that. So just I'm creating encode. So like this, just for your info. So see here, this is the script, right? So here you can write your script here itself. Okay, so this is the script. You can change the script based on your requirement here. So let's go and change this particular script. So I will show you how you can read the script collection values into your integration flow. Okay, so here this is the message processing log where it is mpl payload log. So this is the just I'm using this Vibro script here. So here I will use this and this. So here I'm talking this is for my MP. Okay. Yes, this full MPL attachment, right? What I did here is so it's in a wrong way I copied. This attachment. Let's take a encode for also sample just this payload I'm taking here just for the info. So see, just save it and deploy this one. Okay, it's completed now. So let me cancel it and go to my test package. So here you can see this. Here it is. So see, script collection SF is created, and if I wanted to use that data, I mean that's Groovy script into one of my other iFlows. Okay, the script collection is like a global proper. I mean global file that you can read in many of the iFlows. How you can read that is in a references. You go to global properties and just click on add references and script collection. So these script collections, so you can create in any of the package you can find here along with the package. So just me click on OK. So the script collection is added, right? So now whenever you wanted to use this script option, okay, Groovy script option. So here you can just select it. Okay, so go to global and just select whichever the Groovy script. If you want to use for message processing log attachment, you can use. So based on this, it will just simply use, I mean, like the script file will be called here and log the payload and process it to receive. Like this, it will go. Okay, this is about script collection. Okay, so it will also like a message mapping global artifact itself. Okay, but when you will go with this approach is like if you had a common Groovy script for many of the iflows, then you will go here. Okay, but the impact, so if for example someone unknowingly change this Groovy script global object, it will impact on all the iflows the wherever the script is referring. Okay, but if you are using same Groovy script in multiple use cases, then you can use this. Otherwise you can go with the standalone Groovy scripts itself. Okay, so this is about the Groovy, I mean like a script collection. Okay, now we are good with the so different options like message mapping and also integration flow and also this particular script collection. So see APIs also. So see these APIs. So see here, it's always the cloud integration runtime only, because if you want to use another runtime, so we have to configure some other configurations here. Okay, so that I will explain later when we are discussing about edge integration cell. Okay, so this is a so these APIs will like a integration flows itself, but it will define as a API. Okay, so let me show you this. So here you can create these many APIs here. So I'm taking REST API. So that I click on next here. Okay, and create or upload. If you want to upload this, you can select as upload. So I'm just clicking on create. So here you can see, let's take a rest underscore test. Okay, that let me create it. It's a simple one. So see, it is also looks like a same as a integration flow. Okay, so but this object will be created as API. Okay, that is the difference. So here the HTTP sender adapter, you will configure this particular sender one. So the REST API, everything is different, but the API it will define as this particular as AP REST API here. So see, this is the REST API. The advantage here is, So you can monitor this message as a REST API separately here. Type is, so here REST APIs. So once you deploy this, you can monitor this message as a REST API separately. The SOAP APIs will also same, Worded API is also same. Okay, just other than that, there is no change here. Okay, so that's the reason. So the remaining, so you may see value mapping we discussed, API we discussed, message mapping we discussed, integration flow we discussed, script collection we discussed. So what is this message type, data type, and also functional library, and also imported archives? So these all are the objects related to the PIPO system. Okay, that the objects related to process integration to process orchestration. Okay, so process integration or process orchestration system. Okay, it's in a before SAP CPI. The, I mean, if you remember, so the many of the companies are using from 2002 to till date. So 2002 to till date, so they are using this particular PIP tool. Okay, they are using this particular PIP tool. Okay, so here they're using this PIPO tool. So for the migration from the PIPO to CPI system, okay, so in PIPO we have a data type, the message type, and imported archives, and also we have a different objects here. So they're like imported archives and imported archives, functional libraries. Okay, functional libraries. So these objects to migrate from PIPO to CPI, so they introduce these options here. So but whenever you're working on migration project, then only you need this particular objects here. So just imported archive. So here you can create imported archive, or you can just upload from the PIPO system as well. Okay, so these only for that reference, but we will not use if you are implementing new interfaces directly from CPI. Okay, this is about the different artifacts now. Okay, now let's jump into our actual topic, that is I mean, like message mapping, where we will go for a Groovy script. Okay, let's take, where is my message mapping option? Okay, let me go to, this message mapping is this one. So see here the message mapping. So see, whenever you want to create a, so like so when we will go for actual I mean custom Groovy functions in this particular message mapping level. So see, whenever, so this particular options, like the standard options are not I mean not satisfying your client requirements. So such cases you will go for a custom Groovy scripts. Okay, custom Groovy codes inside of this. So see, that will also create like a same way. So for example, here the concatenate, just for your information. So this is the concat function. Okay, so this is the concat function, right? So this contains, it will accept only two inputs. But if you want to create a, so same way, so see, this is the concat, right? So let's create a new iflow, I mean new method. So the same way it will create another method. So here I had total two arguments, so but I would like to concat five elements. Okay, by using Groovy script. So see here, you can just if you want to create a new Groovy script, just click on create. Okay, script, so create script name. Okay, so just I'm taking cust function, cust fun. Okay, so just let me click on okay. So here this function is created here. So see here, in this, so see they given some templates. If you want, you can use it, otherwise you can define your own. So but this is the root package for the mapping. Okay, sap dot icom.sap.it.apa.mapping. Okay, so this is the actual mapping. Okay, so this is the actual mapping. So here what you can do is, so see here, this is the argument one. Okay, so the argument one. Okay, so here let's copy this. the argument 2, argument 3, argument 4, argument 5. If you want argument 6 also. So see, total of 6 arguments are given, right? So what I will do this argument is I am creating one temporary variable string temp dot, okay, temp equal to, so just I'm concatenating this argument 1 plus argument 2 plus argument 3 plus argument 4 plus argument 5 plus argument 6. So see, plus means for the string it will just for the variables it will just concatenate. Okay, so now I am returning as an argument return as temp variable I am returning now. Okay, temp variable I am returning. So then, so see, if you see now, so if I click on OK, so here one function is created, custom function. So here you can see the cust function. If I select this function, so like this is the standard function, right? So earlier we used this standard function. If I select this custom function, the custom function will also like a graphical function. So see, the custom function which I created also showing as a graphical function as well. So now you can just pass these values to this. So whatever the fields you want to map here. Okay, so everything is to order number, right? So let's map our 5 fields. One. Oh, sorry. So here let's field invoice number, order number. Let's map everything to invoice order number. The 1, the 2, 3, the 4, the 5, the 6. So see, all functions are mapped now. So now you just simply map this one map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, see here. So this is the, so 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs it's taken, right? So let me copy this, the invoice.xml, and open display. So everything will be concatenated and send it to target now. The value is not available, it will take it as empty here. So see how big it is. But if we have multiple values maybe, so see here, so see this the 99421 India order file name, and it is null actually, input 6 is null. So these all are, so the first input is invoice, so it's concatenated invoice number, the date, country code, and the order file name. Everything is concatenated and send it to target. So like this you can create a custom functions. Okay, so here if you check for this particular file which we created here, so see, I uploaded into this folder, right? You can just refer this one. So there you can create a custom headers as well. Okay, just try to write the, I mean, another. So if you want to add one more function here, just so see, so I mean this is for add. Sorry. So here you can create a. So see here. So read slash edit script. Okay, if I select this, so you see you can add one more method here. For example, if you wanted to add one more method like a, so just copy it, the custom function 3, just click on OK. So see here, just this custom function 3 is created here. So like this it will, so like this how many you want you can create here. Okay, so like this you can just create. So for the custom requirements you will create this particular. So like this it will work. Okay, so this is the way you can create a custom functions in the message mapping level. Any queries from anyone? So see, I mean, I have uploaded this script references, right? So there we have some custom, I mean, the message mapping level, we have a custom header creation as well. So see, we can read the headers, okay, but we cannot create the headers from the message mapping directly from the this particular message mapping window, right? So there you can just simply use the Groovy script to create a headers based on the output from this part income, and based on the values you can just take it into this particular Groovy script. There you can create a header. Okay, just go through. So I already uploaded that script templates into the particular folder. So let me show you that. Actually my drive is full, that's the reason I have not uploaded the last session video. Just give me a second, let me show you that. 12th documents. So here I have not uploaded that values. Groovy reference file I have not uploaded. Okay, let me upload that file. You can refer from your side. Okay, just give me 2 minutes. So let me check where exactly it is. Yeah, I found that particular one. So just give me a second. So see, this is the message mapping. Okay, so just a second. So see, add days to data. So like this, so all parameters. So here we have message mapping first function. Okay, so here just so see, to read a header. Okay, and creating into the message. I mean, the returning it to the target field. So this is to read the headers. But nowadays you don't require this. Okay, so you just directly use get header function here, so it's not required. So let me show you. Create header also, we have one of the script in my references. Just a second. Basic change Groovy, there is other field. Okay, just try this first. Okay, so if you had any queries I will upload this file to there. Okay, so if I found this creation of that also I will upload that. Okay, so just try to use this for your references. Okay, it's done now. So if you had any queries, we can discuss. Any queries from anyone now? Aditya, Sirisha, Harsha, I think Srikanth left. Srikanth left, yeah. Any queries?
We will practice it today, Chandra.
Yeah,
If
sure, Aditya. Yeah. Okay, then let's connect tomorrow. In weekdays also, less people are joining. Total 11 members are registered, but weekdays itself, they are only 5 to 6 people are joining. So let's see Aditya tomorrow. Okay, so by the next weekend, like the first week of, so this is done, right? So maximum, the next week we'll complete these sessions. Okay.
okay, Chandra.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
So
everyone.
tomorrow we have class. How it is?
See, so see, weekend also, weekdays also, they are joining only 3 to 4 members. I'm assuming like, so let's say I will check with everyone. So I already connected with who are not joining. So they said some reasons, but they are following recording. Uh, I will inform in the group, okay, before today EOD.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
Chandra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then thank you. Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks.